Welcome everyone to another episode of Home Loans, Home Cooking. Victor here with NXT Mortgage. Hoping you're having a wonderful day, enjoying this beautiful weather that we have been having here lately. Last week, if you watched the video last week, I mentioned that I was part of a chili competition here in my neighborhood. Out of 12 contestants, I actually got first place. So I was trying to film the chili that I was making at the time, and I screwed up and I forgot to record a couple times and the whole thing was a disaster. So this week I will be showing you exactly the recipe that I was using. Uncle Charles, this is your recipe. I tweaked it a little bit, but this video is for you, so thank you for that. And of course, thank you to Walleridge here. Thank you for the opportunity to compete and win for you guys. Thank you very much. So let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, everybody. So the first step is to go ahead and chop some onions. I have about 3 onions here. Depending on the size, you might need 4 or 2, just depends. You want medium to large size onions. Now, what we're going to do with these onions are, we are cooking these for 1 full hour. Okay, the longer you cook it, the more caramelized it's going to be, and it's going to bring that sweetness into the chili. So go ahead and chop these. Do not dice them. We're going to chop them, put them in the pan for about 1 hour. Alrighty, so the first step here is to cut onions. I have 3 onions here. Depending on how much you're cooking for, you may only need 2, you might need 4. It just really depends on how much you're cooking for. So we are just going to chop these. We are not going to dice these in any way. So what you want to do is you want to cut both ends, cut this in half, and then peel the first layer. Now the things about these onions are, we will actually be cooking these for 1 hour. Okay, this is what's really going to give us our sweetness for the chili. Some people don't like it sweet. I like it a little bit sweeter than others. But the longer you cook these and glaze, basically caramelize, not glaze, caramelize these onions, the better. So there we go. And again, you're just going to chop these. No need to dice them. There we go. Alright, so I have here a Dutch oven. I put some olive oil. Again, we are cooking these onions for 1 full hour, so I'm just going to go ahead and put these in the pan on low heat. Please, low heat. Again, you don't want the flame too high, because we are cooking this for 1 full hour. Give that a good stir. I like to just give it a little salt and pepper. And again, 1 hour, so keep your eye on it. Check every 5 to 10 minutes. Alrighty guys, so as you can tell, we have the onions right there cooking. Again, 1 hour, medium to low heat. Keep stirring every 5 to 10 minutes. They will shrink down and you'll see how caramelized they will become and add that sweetness that we're looking for to the chili. Also, bell peppers. You can do large bell peppers as well, 3 large bell peppers. I like these mini ones, so I'm going to go ahead and chop these up and then put them in a food processor. Also, I have 1 poblano pepper. I have 2 jalapeno peppers as well as a serrano pepper. So depending on how spicy you like your food, you can add or subtract these. Anyone who truly knows me knows I do not like spicy food. I am a wuss when it comes to handling spicy food. So this will have just enough kick, but it's not going to be overwhelming. So let's go ahead and get started on these. So like I said, guys, these are the bell peppers. These are the mini bell peppers that I like. Go ahead and just chop the top off. And what you want to go ahead is cut those in half and throw them in the food processor. You could chop these by hand. I just think that takes too much time. So if you got the time, go for it. Otherwise, just do this. It makes things a whole lot quicker. So I went ahead and chopped up the bell peppers. Next, we're going to go do the poblano and the jalapeno peppers as well. I'm going to cut that off. Kind of just cut out the middle. Again, I don't like spicy stuff, so I'm going to try to remove as much seeds as possible. And I'm just going to kind of chop these up like so. That's a little bit. All right, guys, so we have the jalapeno pepper here as well. Just gonna cut the top off. I'm actually gonna cut this straight down the middle. And the easiest way that I think to go ahead and get all the seeds is just stick your thumb in there and just do that. I think it's the easiest way to kind of go ahead and just clean out the pepper. I'm gonna cut it in the middle one more time, and I'm gonna dice these. There we go. And we got the serrano pepper as well. Again, cut the top off, cut it in the middle, and just run your thumb in there and remove all the seeds. Kind of broke that in half, but still. There we go. And just dice them. Again, don't forget to keep checking on your onions. Stir every 5 to 10 minutes. As you can see, they have cooked down quite a bit, which is trying to get that caramelization and get that sweetness into the chili. So you take your canned beans, and obviously you want to strain them. And what we'll do as well is we're going to rinse them off. We're going to add the garbanzo beans as well. And just give that a good wash. Okay, now we really want to start adding the rest of the ingredients here, all the peppers and everything else that we chopped up. So you want to turn your stove onto medium now. It's okay. We'll go ahead, and I have all the bell peppers, the spicy peppers, everything is going to go in there. Make sure you get all those juices as well. It's going to add lots of flavor. This has the jalapenos in there. And here we have all those carrots and celery that we put in the food processor as well. All right. Just give that a good stir. We'll let this cook for another 6-7 minutes or so. Just want to saute them a little bit, and we'll go ahead and start adding our tomatoes and the meats and so forth, guys. All right, next are the spices that we'll be adding to this chili. So I have chili powder here. I'm going to add, to start off with, I'm going to go with about 2 to 3 tablespoons of chili powder. Obviously, we'll probably need a little bit more once we really start adding the tomatoes and letting this start cooking. So I'm just going to add one more. Again, all depends on how spicy you like it. I have cayenne pepper. I'm just going to add, I would say about a teaspoon of 2 of that. Cumin. I have some cumin here as well. Also have some oregano here. Again, you're going to add as you continue to cook this. So I'm just going to throw some in there. Turmeric. A splash of turmeric as well. Okay, so next we're adding tomatoes. I have whole peeled tomatoes. This is 28 ounces. We'll add that. I'm also going to add a whole thing of tomato paste here. You don't have to do this. I just like to. So I'm going to add a whole thing here. This is, how many ounces? 6 ounces of tomato paste. One beef stock as well. This should be about 4 cups. What we want to do now is turn up the heat a little bit and bring that to a boil. Okay, so we got the chili coming to a boil right now. What we're gonna do next is add the meat. So I have 2 pounds of ground beef, which I already salt and peppered as well. So we're just gonna break that up in there. Now we're gonna let this cook for about 1 more hour. About 30 minutes into it, we're gonna go ahead and taste the meat as well. And add any other spices that we should that should be in there. Go ahead and put the lid on and let this sit for about 1 hour. We'll come back and check this in 30 minutes. All right, guys, so it's about 30 minutes right now. I'm gonna add some of these ingredients, and I don't want to lose you here, guys. It's a little bit different. So what I'm gonna do is I have a half teaspoon of cinnamon. These are about 1 ounce of dark chocolate chips. Let those melt. I'm also going to add some Worcestershire sauce. You don't have to do this as well. I like a little bit of A1 sauce. It just adds a little tang to it. So we'll go ahead and give that a stir. I think I'm going to cook this for another 30 minutes. Let everything melt, come together. We'll give it a final tasting, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. And there's the final product tonight for tonight's chili. I like mine with saltine crackers. You can use rich crackers. You don't even have to use crackers. Whatever you guys like. Sour cream, chives. Anyways. Alrighty, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Home Alone's Home Cooking. Next week, I have a special guest. We're cooking some amazing Asian food. We are actually going to be filming this in our NXT Mortgage home office. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be professionally edited. It's going to be a great show. So please look out for that next week. Until then, I'll see you guys soon. Please subscribe to my channel if you're enjoying everything you've seen. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.